Thursday mornings are very busy here at House of Friendship Sunnydale Community Centre. Neighbours, volunteers and staff come together to bag and distribute food, which supplements the diets of the families in this community. This is a very diverse community, home to many new Canadians and single-parent families, most of whom live on a limited income and struggle to make ends meet.
The director and I started it the same day. Two of us would package 60 bags of food, and then people were lined up outside. And we said, this is ridiculous. There they are standing, and we're working like crazy. And we said, they may as well help. And that's when we decided to have them come in and help. And that was the beginning of the change. When springtime came, we said, why don't we do this outside? And when we moved outside, it became a marketplace, a place where people gathered, brought their children, and people began to chat with each other, and it became kind of a community event.
Yeah, I've got to meet a lot more of my neighbors, and when we were outside, did some talking and communicating more than just, running in and grabbing their food and running back out and home again.
Today, I'm stopping off at Amar store on Lancaster. It's an Arabic food store. I'm buying a bunch of kafta and some yogurt and some pita bread. We're having our Bible study group over Sunday for a barbecue. We just finished the study on Islam in our group, so it's kind of before the summer break. Okay, now that you learned about it, let's eat it.
Yeah, at one point we had a bit of a downturn in the economy, well, a bit, and ended up with no food. We decided to gather everybody inside the community center and talk about it. That was a great opportunity for community input. And then one of the gentlemen who all of a sudden said, look, you cannot stop food distribution, because food distribution is not just food distribution, it is really community development. That even if we had just a little bit of food to give out, it was the communication, it was the relationship with people that became so very important.
About the time we are starting our food distribution program here at Sunnydale, over at EB Village, the muffins are going into the oven and residents are gathering in the activity room. EB Village is one of House of Friendship's supportive housing programs where people can live independently but still receive the support they need. Their residents' council started a cafe to improve their diet, become more active, and stay connected to their neighbors.
The food is basically the reason why everybody wants to come down, is because they enjoy eating.
You get to know the tenants and you know their medical problems, and I can see sometimes the food we had, and I thought, okay, we got to change it because we want to live longer, be healthier.
I am a diabetic, and I like to come to eat healthy foods that are good for me. But we try to bring in fruits and vegetables, and we usually have homemade muffins along with no sugar in them, along with coffee or tea.
With the baking, we use less oil, so no saturated fats as much as possible. And
everybody pitches in and helps out, and we know what's going into what we're eating.
The favorite thing is getting staff and tenants together and just shooting the breeze, whatever you want to talk about. And with two couches in there, it feels like your living room that you're in.
Everybody does look out for each other.
Here we are like a family. So, and you do the same thing for your own family. You try to keep them healthy.
Later in the morning, 3 days a week, Candace reports for her volunteer shift at the Emergency Food Hamper program. Over half of the work done at the Emergency Food Hamper program is donated by volunteers. House of Friendship has been providing emergency food assistance for over 60 years. It's hard to believe that in a community as prosperous as ours, some families still struggle to put food on their tables.
I usually come in Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. If one of those days I happen to have an appointment or we're closed, then I'll make up the other day. I really like to be here 3 days a week. And I'm willing to do everything and anything. I usually pack hampers. I see it as my way of paying it back for what I was given when I needed it. We're giving people things that they couldn't get on their own, but at the same time, I think I like to see it more as helping people help themselves. I was always so nervous coming and asking for help, even though all the volunteers here and the staff are all absolutely wonderful people. My daughter not knowing that I was coming here for help, it increased that. It was like I was on a secret mission to obtain the food that was necessary for my family. And I know now that I was silly for being ashamed of what my daughter would think, or my neighbors, or anyone, because food it's a basic necessity, and there should be no shame ever in asking for help for it. It's not a privilege to be able to have enough food in your stomach. It's not a privilege to be able to provide your children with food to go to school with. It's a right. It's a basic human right.
A few hours before supper is served at Charles Street Men's Hostel, Jeff, the kitchen volunteer, is preparing a salad for the evening meal. Jeff is among the thousands of homeless men who have found something to eat and a place to sleep since the hostel opened in 1939. Jeff now has a place of his own, but from time to time returns to help out in the kitchen.
The first time I came to the shelter was August in 2010. Just ran into some financial problems, needed some help. I didn't know anything about this place. I didn't know anybody in town. They came here, they gave me a room or a bed. They feed you. You can have seconds if there's seconds available. Nobody judges you. I've been back 4 times, but now I'm good. I got my own 1-bedroom apartment. I got bills to pay. I'm working semi-steady, so it's all good. Yeah. I like cooking, So I first volunteered, and Sandra, she'd let me make a salad and this and that. Nothing big. And I did that for a couple of months, and then she'd let me make soup and different things. And one day she was going to be late, and I think I actually made the lunch. She told me what she wanted, but it's nice to be trusted. I had a heart attack, so then I was in the hospital, and then you're alone, and then you start worrying, and don't want to die alone, and this and that. The caseworkers upstairs, Diana and Connie, they said, "Why don't you come stay here? Let us take care of you for a while, because you're not good yet. Come here. You got a roof over your head. You got 3 meals a day. You can rest through the day if that's what you need." And they made sure I took my pills every day. So it was. You could just feel the caring, And they don't know me, but they went out of their way to make me feel comfortable, and in a way loved,